Thank you for honoring me with the opportunity to serve as your president. For nearly 113 years, the Georgia Optometric Association has provided doctors of optometry with the information and resources they need to provide the best care possible for their patients. And for the last 20 years, I've been fortunate to work alongside my dedicated colleagues as we have faced many challenges to our profession. We, all of the members of the GOA, arrived here traveling different paths. My story began in Vietnam, where I was born during the Vietnam War. My dad was a pilot in the South Vietnamese Air Force. He was able to fly our family out of Saigon on one of the last C-130 airplanes to leave Vietnam before the North Vietnamese government seized control of the country. I will never forget how our family was squeezed into the cockpit of the plane. We almost didn't make it because the fuel was low and there were several hundred people in the back of the plane. When we arrived in the United States as refugees, my family was sponsored by a church in Indiana. The families of that church helped us learn English and taught us how to adapt to life in a foreign country. Their generosity inspired me to later give back to others through community service. I grew up in Florida, and after completing a high school internship at the Orlando Regional Medical Center, I was inspired to choose a career in the medical field. Under the influence of my husband's optometrist, Dr. Joe Yeager, who was a fellow and upcoming president of the American Academy of Optometry, I completed optometry school, became a fellow, and became involved professionally and legislatively. I first began volunteering with the GOA right after graduating from the Southern College of Optometry, and I've been attending GOA conferences ever since. Over the years, I've enjoyed seeing the real impact the GOA has on the lives of its members and the community. This year's legislative session was a great example. Our injectables law will help optometrists to serve their patients better and faster. The bill would not have been signed into law without the valiant efforts of our sponsors, the dedicated GOA staff, and the member leaders of the GOA. These incredible efforts by our champions enable our profession to move forward and provide the best care for our patients. As I have said, we all arrived here traveling different paths, but now it's time to really bring those different paths together. Our last strategic planning session took place 4 years ago. Now is the time to conduct another strategic planning session to help us carefully chart our future. Working together, I know we can identify challenges to the profession and set new goals as well as establish a vision for our organization. I am looking forward to hearing your input on various topics, including disruptive eye care technologies, involving doctors from all modes of practice, including corporate affiliates, in the work of the GOA, and identifying current trends to enhance our individual practices. I'd also like to discuss ways to encourage members to serve and give back to their communities. This year's legislative experience highlighted many areas of strength as well as areas in need of improvement. Yes, the GOA has a strong foundation, but we need to build on that foundation and move forward with building up grassroots relationships with legislators, strengthening committees, and growing membership involvement. I know that many of our members have relationships with their local legislators. But with 56 senators and 180 representatives, there are always more opportunities to develop new relationships between GOA members and their legislators. Each connection will enable optometrists to educate lawmakers and influence legislation. As a practicing optometrist, I am well aware of the time crunch that we all face. A busy career, family life, and outside obligations make it seem like we have less time than ever before. This has an impact on the GOA. Currently, we have approximately 700 members, but only about 10% of those members are involved in the GOA. Why? While some members may choose not to be involved for different reasons, there are many others who are not aware of the opportunities to become involved. I am seeking to change that this year. I want to make it possible for each member to do at least one thing to promote the profession. As president, I plan to visit most of the districts throughout the state. I want to hear from members in focus groups about ways that the GOA can help them with their practices, particularly in their regions. We are also going to increase communications with our members, located throughout the state. We will also reinvigorate our committees and have them meet more often this year. This will help them to set goals and to increase member engagement. We need your thoughts, your assistance, and your enthusiasm to help make our association a greater success. please consider signing up for a committee and helping to move our profession forward. As I look to the year ahead, I would like to thank all of those who have supported me and helped make it possible for me to serve as your president. My family, my husband Scott, the past presidents of the GOA, my colleagues in the Greater Atlanta District who voted me in as president way back in 2001, and I can't forget those dear friends who continue to support, encourage, and advise me. You have all made it possible for me to be where I am today. I am so honored to have the opportunity to serve you and to work for our profession. I know that no matter what path we have taken to get here, we can all work together to ensure that our patients receive the highest level of quality care. You have heard a little of my story, so now I ask you, what role will you play in the unfolding story of the GOA? How will you be a part of honoring our past and shaping our future? I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.